Hi, I'm EllaAradia and welcome to your June 2025 Psychic Tarot reading. So this reading is for my Gemini air signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energy and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. So this is a general reading. It's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you. Although sometimes these messages can get quite specific, but what I do find is there's always a shared theme that just runs through the collective of all of you Gemini signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do, as it helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then of course you can get notified when the next videos are up. Okay, Gemini, let's jump in. So what I'm feeling here immediately, Gemini, is this sense for many of you of really losing touch of your sense of yourself. So it feels like there has been a lot of energy, going outwards into things, people. For some of you, that's going to relate to a job or career, but like this huge kind of output of energy to the point where there's almost nothing left for yourself, and to the point where I feel for some of you, you're almost struggling to kind of feel yourself and have that sense of you in amongst all of this. And with your overall energies, we have the Eight of Wands. So this is about taking action. This is the universe, letting you know that the channels are open, energy's moving. And it is about, making a shift, making a change, taking an action here. And in terms of relationships, I feel many of you are dealing with somebody who almost has got really complacent. And it's just the sense of them almost sitting back and like getting really comfortable. And you are the one that's putting all the energy and work into the relationship. And again, it feels like something that, a dynamic that's kind of been there for a while, because they just look really complacent and kind of sat back. Doesn't mean that they don't love and care about you, but I feel like it's just something they've gotten used to. And it feels like they're kind of getting, all of their needs met, and you're not really getting yours met. So with your current energies, we have the High Priestess. So this is a card of, really connecting to your intuition at this time and using this as a guide to lead you forwards, using your intuition, that inner wisdom, to guide your next steps, whether that's in relation to this job, this project, or the relationship that you're in. And we have this followed by the Three of Cups. Now this is a card of community, of friends. It's also a card of, support, remembering that you do have a support network around you that you can rely on. And your feelings towards this situation, we have the Nine of Swords, which is often a card that comes up when we're just getting stuck in our thoughts. It's a card of anxiety, of worry, of, running things over and over in our minds. And I feel like this is why this Eight of Wands is here, and it's about, getting out of that and taking some kind of action. Now, for many of you, I feel that there is a pattern of over-investing, over-giving. And I feel like it runs back to childhood, as many things do for all of us. And I feel like for some of you it's about digging a little bit deeper and just having a look at, where does that really come from? And doing a little bit of perhaps inner child healing here. Because sometimes a pattern, a behavior can get adopted of, over-giving in the hopes of being kind of loved, accepted, or acknowledged in some way. So of course, when we can, work on those unhealed parts of us and resolve them, that very often changes the dynamic. And changes the dynamic in partnerships. And so with this person that you're connected to, I actually feel like they are showing up in this way because it is about you healing and resolving this pattern. And once you do that, then the dynamic can very often change. Now, for some of you, it might be about moving on and having a whole new fresh start. But for others, it might be an opportunity, for healing and then shifting things to a new level with your person. So in the challenge position, we have the Ace of Wands. So aces always represent new beginnings. And this is fire energy, it's creative energy. And the challenge here might be about, following that creative flow and following your inspiration and just letting it really kind of guide you forwards. And your hidden influence, we have death. So change, transformation, this is a big card of change, but transformation is, often something that's necessary. And whatever this change is, it will be for the better. It's a positive change. Your advice and guidance from the universe. So we have the Devil. And this is really interesting. So the Devil represents, old, unhealthy patterns, behaviors, sometimes toxic relationships, things like that. And sometimes, that can be something that's a little bit comfortable for us somehow. And it's definitely to be mindful of that. Because the universe is, calling for change with this Death card. And for some of you, it might be about, really stepping out of your comfort zone and leaving behind, what truly no longer serves you, and just remembering that you have the power to do that. And with your potential outcome, we have the King of Pentacles. And this is a sign from the universe that, whatever your next steps are, you will be supported. You will have everything you need to, fulfill whatever you want in life, whatever you choose to do next. Okay, Gemini, I'm going to leave it there. So if this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for being here, and I wish you a great month ahead.